You don't have to. This can be before we start recording or not, but I fucking, dude, I fucking got Chrono Trigger. I actually got it.
I saw the picture and I was very surprised that you spent over $400.
Well, okay. I I got
Explain yourself.
really big tax refund this year. I got like close to $20,000.
Yeah.
So I have had some extra spendage, and the game shop that I bought my Super Nintendo one from, that has become like my quote unquote local game shop. I just randomly was like, hey, do you guys have Chrono Trigger by chance? They did.
Holy shit! Nice.
Oh, well, no, in that no, I actually did see it by walking in there one time, and what they do is they either have the loose cartridges in a cabinet, in a glass cabinet, in the like back of the store that you can walk up to and look at.
There's like a Rock 30 that has the same thing.
Or they keep the ones that have the boxes on the very back wall behind the register in like a big display on the wall. So, and their policy is, if we have something on the wall or like up for display, it's for sale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning like we have stock, or literally if you see the thing, make us an offer. So they have like, they've taken old displays from gaming expos and retail stores where they would have like the GameCube set up that you could play the demos on.
Yeah.
They have a physical station,
nice.
You know, with the TV, and there's like a space for a console and stuff. And they have an old Super Nintendo one that apparently still works.
Wow.
Where it's like a CRT with a Super Nintendo built into it.
Like
that's inside of one of those like custom cabinets from like the 90s.
Sure. Yeah.
And I was like, so you would, I could just make an offer and you might accept it. I'm like, yeah, for the right price, which is cool. But I just walked in one day and they had it back on the wall, and I was like, holy fucking shit.
That's amazing, dude. Like, I'd keep that thing in pristine.
I'm so scared. Well, the box is honestly,
just fart on it, dude.
The box is probably honestly like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I saw the box. They look kind of waterlogged a little bit, or stained or something.
It's just very worn. There's creases and there are not fold lines, but like it's seen some shit. And it's in one of those like plastic sleeves. You know?
I know what you're talking about.
Semi-hard plastic. When they brought it down and opened it up, the hinge that if the box is horizontal, so if a Super Nintendo box is laying down horizontal, the shortest side, one of those hinges broke off as they like opened up the box to take out the little tray, foam tray that has the cartridge in it.
Sure.
Just because the box,
they knocked some money off for that, dude?
They did.
Nice.
Just for the general like quality of the box. So they had it priced at $639, and they brought it down to $550.
Nice,
dude. I'm telling you, like, that game is one of the big like gold mines for the SNES. Yeah,
I've played it up to right basically, you know, at the point when you get the epoch or the epoch, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Where you have to take down the what's the fortress, the black something or other?
Yeah, is it the like the chariot or no?
Whatever it is.
It's
like right after Zeal, you know. But I've played it up to that point, just never beaten it.
Okay. Well, it's good that you brought that up, because I don't know if you guys are aware or have any, I don't know, care that the 3DS and the Wii U shops are going to be discontinued coming March 27th. So they're predicting whoever has a 3DS or a Wii U with content that you can only get through the Wii shop, the price of those are going to go way up. So I currently have my 3DS and Wii U, and I bought a few digital things and save them on my, you know, like SD card and things like that. Games that you could only play if you downloaded them. They never made like physical copies and stuff like that. And like people are saying, like, whoever has like the full list of Pokemons, like the red, blue, yellow,
I mean, they're just going to release that again on something else.
They will. They'll eventually do that on Switch, but as of right now, like if you're looking for getting first gen and some of the other gens sent over to the, it's called the Poke.
Oh, I suppose, for the
Pokemon Bank application you can get. There's no way of doing that right now. If you wanted to like move your first gen stuff all the way up to like Sun and Moon, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So that's like a huge thing that people are wanting to get done before this 27th deadline. And I'm thinking about it too. Like I have a few games that I want to put on there, and like I said, I'm never getting rid of a lot of my physical DS games because I have a physical DS of Chrono Trigger that has like alternate endings and like different like cutscenes and things like that. That was really well produced for the DS. That I happened to like just find it really cheap on Amazon one time, and I was like, oh, I wanted to play this, so I'm gonna get it. But yeah, is there a way to transfer your pokes from the DS games to your Switch?
DS to Switch, I'm gonna say yeah. It depends on what DS.
It's a Pokemon Bank thing.
It
depends on what.
It's Pokemon Bank, but you have to subscribe to like the Pokemon. It's called Pokemon Transfer. It's just like a one-time thing that you just like pay like $4 and then you have like full access to like that. It's like a subscription bank thing. But yeah, you can.
So in theory, you could transfer everything from red and blue up to your fucking. Yeah.
Yep.
You would need
it would be
really specific hardware and stuff for that, but
it would be
well, but I mean like the 3DS red and blue is what I mean.
Oh, that's a real like the digital 3DS red and blue?
Yeah.
That's what Tyler's talking about right now with the Pokemon stuff. Because you can transfer at least up till because through the DS games. I was just wondering if you could transfer from the DS to the Switch. But I suppose with the transfer thing, you probably could.
That's super interesting because then like,
and it goes into the Pokemon Bank, and there's no real like outlet for it after it gets to the bank. But they clarify your Pokemon is marked by a certain like legacy imprint or something like that, saying like this came from here, and you can only transfer Pokemon that have like the right moves. So moves that are kind of discontinued cannot be traded. So I mean, you can get the Pokemon, but they'd come without any moves, or
without the discontinued move.
Yeah.
I wonder how they handle like nature's or like abilities and stuff that they didn't have in previous generations. If you put them in the bank, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Good question.
There's a guy I follow, Austin John Plays. Shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of this speculating on. And I posted in our other Discord with our other friends that, you know, if they're hung up on the price and the cost of like what this could do, this guy breaks it down pretty vaguely. Like these are kind of just vague numbers that he's kind of proposing, but in the first 7 years of the Switch's life, it made like, I don't know, 22 something million. And then they could make that within a year if they had all the Pokemons under a subscription thing. They could make that all back within a year.
Oh, yeah.
And then
easily,
if they went even further by saying like, hey, you can transfer these to the newest gen under another subscription kind of license thing, which they probably won't. It'll probably be under like the one that you get 64 and whatever, like the 50 or no 20. What's the like the more expensive subscription where it's not just Super Nintendo and those, but if they lock it behind that, they'll be making a good money. Like I would say it's a no-brainer that it's going to happen, but it's just a matter of time, like to get all that stuff working, because they showed what it would look like, and people have hacked it playing on the Switch and playing on Gen 1 Pokemon trading, and they're like trading back and forth, and it works seamlessly because it's just an emulator, and it should work theoretically like how you play multiplayer with them. You can basically do that. You can set up a battle, or you can set up a trade, just like how the game was made, you know.
Interesting.
Which is super exciting.
There's part of me that's like, I should do that. And then there's the other part of me where it's like, I got 2 Pokemon games right now that I've barely fucking touched. You know, well, not barely touched, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sword and Shield, I made it a few hours into, and Scarlet Violet, I'm still, whatever. From the last time we played, I'm still at that point, pretty much. Okay. Just don't play very much.
I'm liking some of the stuff. They have announced DLC for Scarlet and Violet. I'm not sure if I'll get it. I'll have to like.
Yeah, that's not to say I don't like it. I just have to be in a mood to play. I'm not a play video games whenever type person.
Sure.
And I need to be in a mood. So.
They released Legend of Dragoon, also one of my huge RPGs when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking loving
it. Yeah, they put that on the Switch, didn't they?
No, it's on PlayStation Plus. Like, you can get it for free.
I think I remember that game.
Sure.
Sounds familiar.
It's very much an anime RPG. It's like, you know, like the Ronin Warriors or like Sailor Moon. Like, everybody is assigned a color. Like, I'm the red guy. I'm the green girl.
Yeah.
Whatever.
A pseudo like Sentai type thing.
And it's bringing back a lot of nostalgia for me, and I'm loving it because it's really responsive. And it used to be running at like, I don't know what the native frame rate is, but it's like playing it in like 60 frames when you're like in battles and stuff like that, where you can like time your button presses because they introduce like a quick time event kind of thing when you're in battle to do more damage to the enemy. I can land those things a lot easier now.
Legend of Dragoon.
But yeah, all the nostalgia stuff. Keep all your nostalgic things. Like, I have every single.
I already did, dude.
I have my Wii U. I have my Wii, GameCube, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, 64, all like hooked up. Well, not like all of them hooked up at the same time.
I still got Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, 64.
All of those?
I'm pretty sure. Jesus. Unless my brother took his.
Nice.
No, I would say.
Well, I just never got rid of them.
I mean, yeah, that's awesome.
I have so many different kinds of Game Boys too.
I know someone stole a bunch of my brother's Super. I don't Nintendo. Well, either Nintendo or Super Nintendo games, or like they borrowed them and never gave them back. So but yeah, I still have all those. I've never been one to sell stuff, so neither was my family. So
that's good.
It's all chilling. So Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, N64, PS2, 360. And then my brother's brick Game Boy, brick Game Boy, my Game Boy Color, all those games. Yeah, my DS Lite, 3DS, I got all that shit.
Nice, dude. Because those are crazy. Like, because of this shortage or this discontinuing of the shop, people are scavenging the 3DSs, whatever 3DS they can, and they're going for like $800 or more,
which is silly.
Especially when like you have like those downloads and like you can clarify, oh, my 3DS has these on an SD card, so you know I can call it this much.
It's just a FOMO or fear of scarcity, where it's just like, oh no, if I don't get this, it's gonna be gone. And it's just like, no, motherfucker, these things will be around forever if you just fucking.
Well,
it's just this initial wave of fucking anxiety about it because of the news that shit's shutting down, and everybody's like, oh yeah, shit.
Well, that
I like
just
this.
Kind of, to me, that just makes people go and be creative and start emulating it anyway, and finding ways to emulate it on the actual native system. And so they'll find a way so you can like just play those games on what its intended hardware is.
Well, they'll fucking end up on Switch or whatever the system after that is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We live in a world where those games are never gone. So
I honestly have like lost all my interest in Scarlet and Violet, except I did find cool inspiration for making like a kaiju team.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'd be tight.
And so,
did you have Scarlet or did you have Violet?
I have Scarlet.
Okay.
I'll just read you a few of my favorite ideas that I came up with.
Yeah.
So Mothra, you could have a Volcarona, that flame moth thing.
Yep.
You could have a King Ghidorah as Hydreigon.
Hydreigon, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hydreigon. I mean, Mechagodzilla is just Iron Thorns, but
yeah.
And then Godzilla would just be Tyranitar, right?
Tyranitar, yeah.
Or Baxcalibur, because if it's like
Excalibur is definitely,
and then big back spikes.
Yeah, ice spikes. Yeah.
Big back spikes.
You've got like Kamen Rider. You could do a low kicks for Kamen Rider.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Slack King for King Kong instead of Primate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slacking. Yeah, that would be good.
Hedorah, the big pollution monster from the 60s.
Yep.
Muck. Especially Alolan Muck.
Yeah.
Well, no, that might be fairy type instead of poison.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Nidoking is Baragon, maybe?
Yeah.
Bite Sharp is kind of Ultraman. Yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
But I don't really want to go through the trouble of like making that team. I'm kind of honestly until they like really revolutionize Pokemon, I think I'm kind of done.
I just wanna make Puppy Team.
Puppy Team? That's a good thing.
What? Ooh, good pups. Good pups.
There's a lot of pups in Scarlet Violet.
There are
a lot of pups.
Fido.
I'm going to look at all dog Pokemon.
Damn near every pup is in there.
Rockruff is great. Lycanroc.
It's in there. Fucking Houndoom.
Houndoom's in there, yeah.
In there. Fido.
Yep.
And Bastiff. Like
oh yeah, the graveyard dog too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of pups, dude. If you want to extend it to pup adjacent, there's fucking Eevees and fucking some other fox shit.
You got Zorua.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do like werewolf ass motherfuckers.
Lucario, maybe? It's kind of a doggish.
Lucario's dog adjacent. Yeah.
But just generally, not even in what Scarlet and Violet has, but dog Pokemon, there's Arcanine.
Yeah. Arcanine's in Scarlet Violet too.
Boltund.
Yeah.
Frau.
Yeah.
Granbull.
Granbull. Yep.
Herdier.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch more that were added. Scarlet Violet.
So there's a Pokemon type of thing in this game, by the way, getting back to Hoggie. And in this playthrough, I decided that I'm just going to go crazy with his outfit. And by the time I'm done with these dungeons, I've been like, see, I got this Noble's coat, whatever. I switched to it, and I was like, I have never seen this coat before. But I was like, I'm fucking wearing it. Because it gives me puffy arms.
I've never seen this coat.
Look at those puffy arms.
You look great.
So
you're only level 10.
I make him very flamboyant with like his hat, his pants. Like by the end of this playthrough, he looks awesome. Like he looks like he does not belong at Hogwarts. Good. He's wearing like a green kilt by the end of this too. Like it's so cool. So he's got like the Slytherin kilt, and he's got a Slytherin kind of patchwork hat.
I see your kilt Hoggie
Auggie becomes pretty dope. I'm liking him so far. He's pretty cool.
In my game,
and we learned to fly soon. We learned to fly.
We learn to fly.
Your game?
I think I'm level 13, maybe?
Nice.
I haven't even got my broom yet, but I've like gotten as far as I can in the dueling and everything. So I just have this costume where I'm basically like, I'm a wizard. Cross me if you dare.
Right.
I am a wizard.
I am a wizard. How dare you?
I'm a duelist wizard. Wearing a very similar little like wizard's hat.
Yeah, this is a scarecrow hat. It's called. I like it. I mean,
Let's play Scarecrow.
How about a little fire, Scarecrow? And your little dog too. Or a little Pokemon. A little Rockruff too.
Oh, Pokemon.
But yeah, like I was saying, in this game, there's a Pokemon kind of thing where you breed and you can like train.
What?
Crotch zoom. And you can capture. You can capture hippogriffs. You can capture little puffballs. You can capture the unicorn, graphorn, birds,
Scringlecorn,
scroats,
dude.
Scroats and broats. So yeah, there's that aspect too. And each time you like breed or train, or like just care for them, like brush their hair and feed them, they give you materials to then upgrade. Like you can see, there's these upgrades. You can use things from the animals to upgrade your gear. And here's my guy. Look at the kilt. Look at this fucking dude.
Killing it, dude. Kilting it, dude.
Kilting it with that outfit. That's a drip, dude.
Just straight fucking kilt drip, bro.
You're tarting around the place.
Yeah, it is.
Look, I was like, oh, patchwork sorcerer hat.
Oh, sorcerer hat.
I'm like, I gotta put this on.
Yeah, I've just had my. I keep wanting to, regardless of what my character's name is, I want to keep calling him Hoggie. I keep having my Hoggie run around Hogwarts, just like he's just doing a bunch of side quests and investigating secrets and just looking around.
Yeah.
Finding a lot of pages for the field guide.
Yep, that's good. Those things give you really good level boosts.
That's basically how I've gotten like to what level I am. I think like level 13 or 14. And
so that's what I'm doing with my gear. I'm compensating with my gear because I know I'm under leveled for like this part of the story. Because I've been like, if you didn't notice, I was dying to these spiders at the beginning of the playthrough. I was just like boom, boom, duh, dead. But now I can like hold my own against them because of my gear. So I'm looking like a really funky wizard. But I love how he looks. I was like, damn, I'm stylish. Augie's stylish as hell.
There's something musical in that.
Real funky wizard.
Funky wizard, dude.
Real funky wizard.
I had a thought cross my mind the other day that I was like, you know what? I think I just like that phrase for the rest of my life. I like that. Even though I said it and that's a little bit gauche, I like that.
Who gives a fuck, yeah.
I was like, life's a haunted ride.
Yeah.
Is there more to it, or is it just that's the thought?
No.
Okay.
That's it.
Life's a haunted ride.
Think about it, man.
Life's a haunted ride.
Yeah, dude.
It is.
I know that. I'm saying it so I can like really
It
put it in my head. Like, if I just say, "Life's a haunted ride," and then have you guys just chime in, "It is." Every time I say it, that would make it way better. Like if anytime you say that in a conversation, a couple people from another table chime in, "It is." You're so right.
That's the proper response, dude.
No. Myth. Dude, that movie fucking slays to this day.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. There's so many lines that just are like still genuinely really, really good.
Oh,
plus you get to hear Jem Henson and Frank Oz saying them. Like, what could be better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Today I have movie ideas in my head a lot, and I can't really articulate them that are in my head.
For movies that you would like to see made?
Yes, essentially like ideas or like pitches of like a basic plot or like a synopsis of a movie. Like I have one where it's like interdimensional person is like causing chaos and just kind of finding people from different realities to come together to do some kind of task, essentially. So I'm like telling ChatGPT to like, here's my idea. Can we flesh this out a bit? And Chat's like, oh yeah, I'd love to. And then
ChatGPT is great for inspiration.
It's so good. And then I'm like, okay, I don't like that. I'd rather have the ending be this. And I should show you this story, but like it cast my film already. So like Zoe Saldana, Steve Buscemi, Javier Bardem, Tilda.
Oh, I watched the shit out of that already.
Tilda Swinton.
Oh my god!
Like, because I was like, okay, here's the idea I have, but I'd like it to be sort of like a David Lynch, Stanley Kubrick, Steven Spielberg type movie with a bit of a Coen Brothers flair. So it's like, oh yeah, I'll just borrow this aspect.
Very interesting.
Oh my god!
I'd borrow this aspect from this aspect from that.
We should try to do like, make a film, or like, give me a script for a film written by this person and then directed by this person, and two like not drastically different, but just like two distinctly different people.
That's what I'm essentially doing with this, because I was like, that was my first prompt, and then the chat gave me like, here's what you can use from different aspects of like these directors. Like, oh, you can be as meticulous as Kubrick, as wide scope, adventure of Steven Spielberg, and maybe dreamlike and ethereal as David Lynch, and funny and quirky as Coen. I was like, okay, great. I like that. I'll use those aspects of those people and those directors and keep that in your mind, chat, because, I'm going to bring that into the script, eventually. It's like, write this dialogue as if Joel and Ethan wrote it, like.
Yeah, it's crazy that you can be like, hey, all those things that you just listed, keep that in mind, and then let's use that. Like later on, you can be like, hey, all that stuff we talked about earlier, bring that in.
Yeah,
and it'll know what you're talking about in context and be like, yeah.
So I was telling it like I started with an ending for this film, and it cast the character of like this interdimensional kind of angelic
butthole.
Essentially, yeah, the butthole of the movie that's causing people to go and do this task, or kind of corrupting reality. You don't really know if it's for good or bad at the time, so you're unaware. The chat named them kind of interestingly, because I was like, okay, this person has to be this type of person. So chat gave that character a name Iris, and I was like, okay, interesting. And the person that Iris is trying to like run away from is Javier Bardem's character, whose name is the Observer. And I was like, holy shit. Observe, eyes. I was like, I like this theme. This is kind of cool. Like, the Observer is like the name of the character of Javier Bardem that kind of oversees the intermingling of the different dimensions or different realities, I guess, in this world that I'm kind of just building, because I want to make it fleshed out enough so it works in the movie or in just the story. So it's kind of funny that it's like coming up with the names, and like I think the other names are Harold, who is played by like I think Steve Buscemi, and Arthur and Maria are like the three main protagonists that are like disconnected in this film or whatever. And I gotta speed it up here because I went to go do something. Here we go. So yeah, they all have names that are kind of like Arthur. I was like, okay, cool, Arthurian. That's kind of cool. Maria, like Saint Maria, or just Mary Magdalene or Mary. I was like, okay, great. These are giving me ideas already, just naming them, because I never had names for these people. But chat is being really cool, and I'm excited to just get back into that conversation with chat and be like, all right, let's start making some dialogue. Let's start making scenes work, and let's get this going, because I want to get to another one where I have like an idea of two samurai, or essentially they're Ronin brothers that are on a bridge shrouded by fog in front of a big waterfall, and they go across this bridge. But since it's so densely fogged, and since the rushing water over the falls makes the mist really thick too, you can't see the other end of the bridge. So it seems like it takes a movie length to get across it by like them running into all these other ethereal type people from this unbeknownst location. They just come out of the fog, and they could be like from different time periods, and they just like have to deal with them. So it's kind of like, I don't know if it is a short story, but it's just a fun idea I had of like, how could I like bring all these different aspects into a film? And I'm excited to have chat help me with that one.
Here's an idea that's just cooked up in my brain right now. Let's think about this, fellas. Let's come up with our own ideas.
Okay. Can we do the hoggy? Can we make it hoggy?
What do you mean? Can we do
can we make it hoggy? Can we make it hoggy?
I don't know.
Can we do the hoggy?
I mean, I kind of want to make one for my own humor, but yeah, I want to do a hoggy one about like a more in-depth one to like share at the end of this.
Do the hoggy sounds like a dance. Like you start like pantomiming digging out a little hole or something.
Yep, and just crawling into it and like eating worms or something.
Being safe and sound for all eternity, conveying that through the motion of dance.
Yep. And like pruning yourself, like eating the bugs off your back.
So I've been just generally thinking about the idea of like, what would be a really practical way to have a bottle kind of like episode, movie, whatever. And I don't mean practical in the way of how you shoot it. I mean practical in the way of like, what is facilitating us staying in this one place? And toying with that idea, what if there was a movie where it was taking place in, let's say, the 1800s at some point, or maybe the 1700s. I'm not sure exactly when these things were used, but sometime a long, long time ago. Diving bells.
Oh,
you familiar with a diving bell?
Yeah, I love diving bells. Very nautical.
Eric?
What?
Are you familiar with a diving bell?
Is it a bell that you have on the surface and then you're underwater and then you ring it if you need to go up?
There's an aspect to it, kind of.
There very well is probably something like that attached to it, but the general idea of a diving bell is it would be something that was used before any actual scuba or like diving was really done, on like old wooden ships, pirate ships, etc.
Yeah,
this big piece of, I think, generally metal that was shaped kind of like a bell, and it would be hung from like a boom or a big arm, and you would put that down into the water, and it would trap a pocket of air, and you would have guys swim under it and get up into that pocket of air.
Ah, yeah.
And then you drop that piece of metal down, farther into the water with those guys under there, and they're basically able to,
plunder, or
you don't go super far, obviously.
Yeah, you can go
you're able to
fishing and spearing and
like
stuff.
Let's say like 200, 300 feet down versus, from the surface only being able to go as far as you can hold your breath. What if we have a movie where it's like a group of however many people that go down in a diving bell and they're trying to go after some pirate treasure, and they get picked off by octopus and sharks, and maybe an old skeleton grabs them, and it's spooky.
Oh, I like that because you could make it super dark too, like the water's super dark,
visually dark. Yeah. Yep. You could make it as scary as you wanted to, and then like the only time that you see daylight, not from the bottom, maybe somebody looks up and sees daylight through the top, but the only time that we see the surface is at the very beginning of the movie and maybe at the very end. So the whole time you feel like, oh God, get me out of here.
I almost want it to be like Cthulhu-esque too, like really cosmic, or something lurks even scarier than what's been picking people off.
That could be really fun too. Yeah,
like the last.
So that's like a fun.
The last person alive like gets out of it and washes up on a shore, but like it's run by like a cult, or it's like
they're down in the diving bell and they get in some tussle and they like they drown for all intents and purposes.
Or just
and you're like,
okay,
they're
the
dead.
Bell is
just
taken away by like a monster. Like the bell is just grabbed from underneath the water.
Yeah.
And they're brought with it.
There's all kinds of neat thing, but that's a kind of simple and fun way to have like a little bottle episode, a reason to be in one place. Because they've done like close off elevators. I'm trying to think of other examples.
Well, like in Breaking Bad, they had to like stay in the lab while there's a fly because it can contaminate. So just the presence of the fly.
Yeah, that's a good reason too.
But yeah, giving them a reason. There's also the movie Phone Booth with Colin Farrell. Have you guys seen that?
I haven't, but that's a good point. Yeah.
So Colin Farrell picks up the phone, and Kiefer Sutherland's on the other line. He's like, "If you move, I will shoot you.
I'm gonna have Quiet shoot you."
And then, yeah, yeah, Quiet, shoot. But basically, he keeps Colin Farrell on the phone the whole time, and then police start showing up and like talking to him, and then he has to basically confess all the bad shit he's done in his life to like everybody.
What was that Shia LaBeouf remake that they made?
Rear Window,
yeah, Suburbia for Rear Window,
yeah.
Disturbia, it was called, right?
I'm not.
Yeah, it's Disturbia. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
With
and then
because when I went to that movie with my mom, and when we went up to the ticket booth, she said, "Can I get 2 tickets for Disturbed, please?" Even though she had been talking about that movie and calling it the correct name for like a couple weeks.
Classic mom move.
Yeah, dude. Ugh, loved it.
Okay. Can I just say, apropos of nothing?
Yeah.
I love Walmart for one specific reason.
Yeah.
I just picked up for $5 a piece a 3-movie collection of both the legendary Godzilla movies. It's 2014 Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, and King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
And then I also got a 3-movie collection of Jaws 2, 3, and The Revenge.
That's
yeah, dude.
$5 a piece.
Wow.
Dude, the Walmart like movie combo packs are like the shit.
They're pretty good.
So good. And I love that it's just like everything too. It's not like just like big boys. It's like it's random shit. It's like
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Completed my Jaws set and filled out the bulk of the legendary Godzillas, so that's great.
That's I went on like a physical movie buying spree for a couple years where I was going to Electric Underground a lot and picked up like the full like James Bond movie collection from the first one to up to I think Skyfall maybe.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I got like the complete Star Trek movies.
Oh hell yeah.
And there's just a bunch of shit. I have not watched because of just the convenience of streaming. But I have it if I ever want to crack into it. So
the last video rental store in Minnesota is closing this month. And it's an awesome place. And it's
impressive that it lasted this long, to be fair.
Yeah. I really wish that I could just go and blow a bunch of money on their remaining stock, but there's by this point there's probably not a lot that's left. I don't know that I would have all that space if I could.
My dad and I did that when Take Two on 45th Street closed.
Oh, yeah. I did that to cash video.
We got like most of the seasons of Seinfeld. And like just a bunch of random ass movies and shit just for cheap because they're clearing everything out.
Man, I would be very curious to see what the like VHS and CRT scene is like in Fargo.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are like into it.
You could find probably like packaged copies of like Jerry Maguire at like the Ark or some kind of thrift store.
Dude. I would thrift stores a bunch of
Prairie Public or KVLY or any of those other places. You're like, hey, got any old PVMs that you're just not using?
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that too.
I'm surprised that you haven't.
Well, I have. I'm so busy.
I have a VHS box set.
No, guff to you. Just like my curiosity, I would be like, God, somebody's gonna get them. Somebody's gonna get them. There's none left.
Gotta see. I have a VHS box, like Godzilla box set that has like I think Son of Godzilla's in there. I'm trying to think of what else is in there though.
Nice.
I don't know why Son of Godzilla is the one that sticks in my head.
So whenever I see this dude's name, his name is Everett Clopton. I'm like, hey, it's Eric Clapton. So watch, look at his name. Eric Clapton, what are you doing?
This is the guy I was talking about.
Yeah. Something a bit more challenging.
Something a bit more challenging.
Is this it?
I'm Eric Clopton.
A Slytherin?
Yeah. I think this is it. So it's
Well, Eric,
yeah,
what other Godzilla collection would you possibly have that could not be that one that you're holding?
Well, I'm not holding it. I just looked it up on the interwebs. I just looked up Godzilla box set, Son of Godzilla. It's got Godzilla vs. Gigan. Yeah, Godzilla 1985. Ghidorah. Yeah, Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.
Oh, nice.
Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and Son of Godzilla. I definitely watched Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla the most. And then I guess maybe Son of Godzilla, since that's the one that pops in my head all the time for some goddamn reason. Probably because that weird little fucker.
Yeah, he'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Wait,
all the covers connect too. So like on the side of the box set, it's one big image. Here, I'll just fucking capture these images here. You know, like they do on the side, but also the front covers all connect too.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, they've got a Showa era, I think Criterion collection for Godzilla.
Yep, they do, and it's awesome.
I really want them to have a Heisei era. Like nothing wrong with the show. It's just not my preferred like batch.
Sure. I mean, maybe eventually.
What's up, batch?
I know when a lot of the other video stores were closing, and like I went to Cashwise, and I was like, "Hey, there's this video game. It was a Fire Emblem New Dawn or Dawn something. I don't, Dawn Awakening, Radiant Dawn." I was like, "Hey, could you like sell this to me?" And they were like, they weren't even thinking about like selling stuff, I don't think, at the time. And the guy was like, no, we're not really, you know, we can't really sell that right now. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll rent it then. And I kind of said it like that. Okay, I'll just rent it then.
Yeah, right.
The person should have been like, nope.
Well, then, because then he like rented it to me. He's like, okay. And he's like, wait, hey, hang on a second. Like, I'll just look up to see if it's made its money back. And I'm like, I bet it has. And so he then said, I guess I could sell it to you. I was like, all right, cool. And so like he stopped the transaction of the rental, and then I paid, you know, like $30 for it, and it's like going for like crazy money right now. It's just kind of funny. Like they knew that they were on their way out, like, but they didn't want to sell stuff. I was like, okay, just rent it to me then, and like then I won't ever return.
The best part. Yeah, that was like the best part when movie rental places were going out of business. Like the specific that 45th Street one.
Yeah. Yep.
We like never went back to because like we had like a $30 late fee on like a Xbox or some shit that we rented one time and forgot about. And then I was like, we was going in there when we were just fucking picking its corpse for its movies, and it was just like, haha, you're never getting that $30 back, bitch.
That's how I
even
felt
though they
too.
were getting them.
I was like, Okay.
Even though they were getting money for movies that we were buying, but still.
I was like, okay, just rent this to me for $8, and then I just won't return it.
Yeah.
But I gave them the option. Like, I was being nice about it. I was like, sell this to me, and they're like, no. I'm like, okay, I'll rent it to me then.
By the old, what used to be Sunmart on just off Veterans and 13th. There used to be Video Universe, something.
It was God, yeah, I remember what you talk about. It had cool neon lights and shit for the sign.
The one
was it Premiere Video? Premiere Video?
Premiere Video.
Premiere was on 13th. Yeah. There's two premieres. There's one
there was two of them.
One by West Fargo, or like
that's the one he's talking about. Yeah.
The one time that I went there, the only time that I ever did this, because I knew it was the only time we were ever going there. I rented 2 Game Boy Advance games. It was like a Donkey Kong Country or something. I don't even remember what the titles were by this point, but I basically swapped the labels from my cartridges with their cartridges.
Interesting.
So because I rented 2 really, really good games, and I was like, man, I just got 2 like shitty ass, like there were so many garbage titles for the Game Boy Advance that I had picked up that were like $5 at Best Buy. That I was like, I'm gonna keep Donkey Kong Country, and I'm gonna give them Samurai Warriors or like some just really knockoff title or something.
Right.
Never, and returned them. Never ever heard a word back.
Nice.
And I was like, yes.
So devious.
I didn't really feel that bad about it because it was like, these are Game Boy Advance games. Nobody ever rents these.
That's true. I didn't even know that was an option. So.
Yeah, and like, who's really?
I remember that
about like the Game Boy Advance version of the Lord of the Rings 2 Towers.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think any kid's gonna get disappointed about like renting that, and then all of a sudden they're playing some other game. They're like, oh, well, what's this game? How do you even address that as an employee? Somebody's like, hey, I checked out Mario and I'm playing Sonic. Like, what?
Are you high
about this? You maybe put it in the system to test it, and then you're like, God damn, they're right.
I just put it in the wrong thing.
Let me get Nintendo on the whole.
They're like, who rented this last? And they call you, and then you're just like, no, yeah, that was the same thing that happened with me too. But I was just like, whatever.
I didn't even think that far. I thought they'd just be like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
We got their money. Who cares?
When do you think they stopped? Like, what was it? PlayStation 3, you think they stopped rentals? Like, that was the era of video games?
Yeah, somewhere in they probably kind of hung on while the PS4 was around, so that stock might have been there, but we just never went in there and saw it. So PS3 was like the last strong effort, I think. 360, PS3, probably Wii.
Yeah, definitely Wii U.
Yeah, it was definitely Wii. Yeah,
because it couldn't have just been GameCube.
No.
Very maybe Wii U. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there was definitely 360 games for sure. So I think Wii, PS3 probably last era. Probably.
Yeah, I think it was PS3.
The PS3 has no games. Remember that meme, guy?
Dildo.
I'm trying to say.
I really think that us playing Chrono Trigger as a group would be super fun, because I don't know how familiar Eric is with that game, but I think a lot of the characters would really tickle him in that. And
like the Frog Boy?
The Frog Boy and more.
Yeah.
I just think you'd dig it.
You would love it because of Toriyama. And
Toriyama, too, right?
You would totally get that. You're like, oh, this is like Goku. This is like Bulma. Like, that is straight up Bulma. Very tech savvy.
Yeah. So you got Goku, Launch, Bulma, and Frog. Robot. Maybe Vegeta. I guess launch number 2. Well, Chi-Chi launched Bulma, I guess. Just different hair colors.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I'm...
Y'all see the trailer for the new Turtles movie?
I did. That looks amazing.
What? No.
Yeah.
Mutant Mayhem or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It looks great.
I'll hook you up, Wilson.
I saw something about casting for that, but I didn't know they were anywhere near a trailer.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, right?
Jackie Chan is Splinter.
Oh, I knew it.
They have actual teenagers playing the Turtles,
and they sound so cute. I was like, "Oh shit, these sound like
they sound like
kids,
fucking teenagers.
Like, their voices are pitched and shit." I was like, "Oh, awesome."
There, it's in Command Center along with the pictures of those Godzilla box set.
I really, that specific box set, Eric, I've been looking at on eBay for a long time.
Yeah, dude, I got that shit.
Yeah.
They definitely take some cues from Spider-Verse for the animation.
Well, have you guys seen the new Puss in Boots?
No, dude.
Last Wish. That's actually legit, really good. Like the animation was very much in line with the Spider-Verse style.
Yeah, I've heard it's
where
good.
They slow down the frame rate so you can like really look at the action, and it's great. The action's awesome. The story is pretty good. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I've never felt the need to return to the Shrek franchise.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's very much like about Puss in Boots's, 9 lives, and they very much talk about like they don't reference a whole lot to the Shrek verse, and like in some ways they do with a few characters, but not like straight up Shrek. But yeah, it's pretty good. Just for that.
What's cool with this new Turtles movie too is it's not like Shredder, like they're using more obscure villains in it, which is kind of fun. Yeah, like Jackie Chan's Splinter, Seth Rogen's Bebop, John Cena's Rocksteady, Hannibal Buress is Genghis Frog, Rose Byrne's Leatherhead, Post Malone is Ray Fillet, Paul Rudd is Mondo Gecko, Maya Rudolph, Cynthia Utrom, Giancarlo Esposito is fucking Baxter Stockman.
That's cool. He sounds so legit. Like when you hear his voice and how analytical he gets in like some like,
which is perfect for Baxter Stockman.
I was like, that's kind of inspired because he has such a good smarty voice, smart boy voice.
Who's Baxter?
Giancarlo Esposito.
The
guy who played Gus,
Yeah, Gus Fring.
Look, I found a toilet.
I found it.
I'm going to sit here and flush it for a while, Bracho, just for you. I was like, Bracho will love this.
Good.
So I just sit here and flush it.
Clearly, they've nailed like a very good like tone for the Turtles. Yep. So I just hope that the action part of it is fun.
Yeah. I mean, from the trailer, the stuff they showed looks pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean, that part remains.
It's only a minute and a half, but I mean, what they've shown is pretty lively.
Well, yeah, and it's super rare. I don't remember if they ever had people of age appropriate voicing the Turtles. So.
Because it's always voice actors,
it's
right?
Always voice actors or like just normal actors, like adults. Gruff sounding dudes.
Just adults.
Don't sound like teenagers at all.
Closest to it would probably be people in their like 20s/30s. You know what I mean?
Which is cool too, because then like you get the animators get the chance to animate and express the emotions coming from the people that are giving those, not just as voice actors, but like going through it. Yeah,
hearing Donnie's voice was so cute. He's like,
those voices match with the animation. You really feel like they're teenagers, not just kind of.
You said that like Ivan Ooze. Teenagers.
That's the first time anybody's ever compared me to Ivan Ooze.
Well, you said it like him. Teenagers.
Holy shit. I don't know who I can brag to. I wish I could brag to somebody, be like, hey, I got compared to Ivan Ooze the other day.
I got compared to Ivan Ooze, bro.
Nobody would understand that reference.
I'm like, oh, really?
No.
Okay.
Being compared to Ivan Ooze makes me feel nautical.
Naughty. Such a naughty boy.
Sure.
Such a naughty boy.
I think I'm going to speed this up a tish because I have one more video.
Yo.
I want to get to the actual.
What?
Y'all.
Did y'all see fucking John Barenthal's coming back for sure now? As Punisher?
Yes, I did.
Well, not Marvel hasn't said anything, but Hollywood Reporter did. So, which they usually don't unless it's pretty much going to happen. So
there's a difference between like John Bernthal as the Punisher. You know, when somebody does a fan fucking mock art.
Yeah.
But this kind of release was like, okay, yeah.
If it's like a trade magazine or whatever, it's usually. The other thing too is Disney's shelved fucking Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron movie and whatever the fuck Kevin Feige was gonna do for Star Wars. Also,
what about the stuff that Rian Johnson was doing?
We don't talk about that.
Or the stuff that David and Dan were going to do.
It's fair to say that if these were movies that were announced before the Kevin Feige movie and the Patty Jenkins movie, they are just as shelved as this is.
I think they're taking.
We haven't had a Star Wars movie in theaters for a long
They're
time.
hedging all their bets on Filoni and Favreau and the world that they're doing, and I'm fine with that.
That and I think too part of it is
oh yeah, and what about Taika?
Yep.
Okay.
Taika and Lindelof too. Says Taika's solo films confirmed to still be in the works, while features from Damon Lindelof and Sean Levy are also moving forward.
Sean Levy one I'm interested in because he's done pretty good stuff.
I liked Watchmen, but I don't care if I ever see a Damon Lindelof thing ever. So
Watchmen was great. I enjoyed Watchmen.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Man, I just watched that guy.
I had super serious doubts to the point of almost not watching it because of Lindelof, but then I was like, oh, this is good. But Lindelof's just let me down too many times and done stuff I just don't think look cool. But
I enjoy
so those
him
are
in small
still
doses,
on the docket.
I would say that. I mean, I'm not completely against him and his creativity, but I like some of the stuff that he's done, and that's kind of my sensibilities with movies too. Is
I think part of it too is I like some of his ideas,
because that's where I think you could thrive in the Star Wars realm with the stuff that you really gravitate towards, where it's ethereal and spiritual stuff. He could do that because he's done that in a lot of other stuff.
It's his lack of follow through that fucking frustrates me.
He'll have to if it's Star Wars. You know, you need to pay off.
Really?
You need to pay off. You need, he has so much world that's already built for him. He can just use that and pay off all the stuff that he has. You know,
he's from the JJ school though, so it's set things up, and then if something doesn't happen, then we're just left with nothing. You know what I mean?
I know. Don't borrow those things from JJ. He did pretty well with Leftovers. If you've seen that show, I enjoyed that.
No,
it was paid off. I would say
but
it did well, paying off that stuff.
Yeah, I guess I'll check it out. Maybe that's the thing. I just again see Lindelof's name and I'm kind of scared every time I see it. So I kind of maybe unfairly fucking turn my head from it. But
yeah, I mean I don't like to fully dismiss a lot of people. I know they've hit some bumps, but that could have been because of budget, that could have been from studio pushback. Who knows?
Yeah.
So giving him like full reign on like a story that has a world that's already built out, unlike Rian Johnson, where it's like, I'm gonna subvert everything, so I will alienate everybody and make it the worst thing ever. But it's like, you don't do that to an established like IP already. You do that with something that you want to make. Like, you don't do that with people that have invested like their life into like expecting things out of these characters, because then you're not being true to the characters. Like Luke, like, you don't do that to people. It's like, well, now I hate the character that I've loved forever. Thanks, guy. Don't do this to me. I will bite you.
Dude. Fucking. You all been watching Bad Batch at all?
Yes.
Either of you?
I've been wanting to talk to whoever has been watching it. Are you caught up?
Bro, yeah. So I was watching the most recent episode.
Okay.
And I noticed that some of the troopers had the fucking blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them is now confirmed to be Scorch.
Scorch? I know. That's that's pretty fucking rad.
From Republic Commando.
Yep. So Sev and all those other dudes might be around. And they might want to bring back or do a whole
fucking
thing.
Rip Sev, dude. Maybe they can just maybe they can unrip Sev, dude.
Unrip Sev, or just, give him some kind of send off.
Yeah. He was missing, dude. He could unrip him.
I like how kind of meditative the episodes are for the most part. They're not as bombastic and like goofy, but like when you get, Hunter and Wrecker and Tech just like doing a task, you kind of get the sense like, all right, they're all doing what is expected of like their skill set, and that's what I like about their dynamic. And then when Omega comes in, they all like are at attention. They're all just like, all right, let's do this. Let's accomplish this.
Yeah. Omega's grown on me. I used to not like her. Now she's kind of endearing.
Yeah, she used to be like, I'm gonna go do this myself and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you stick with the
team. Every episode in like the first season used to be like, all right, we're gonna do something. Oh, Omega fucked it up. Oh, Omega's gonna help make it better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they kind of choose the scapegoat, but also the solution.
Yeah. And she's become less annoying this season. And but there's still like the episode before the most recent one.
The orphan kids, or the kids that worked in that mine. They're and then the guy was eating all the food. I still like mission of the week ones still are a little bit boring to me. Yeah. I liked the one mission of the week was Tech racing. That one was actually really good because
that one's fun.
Who was?
I really liked the
Bill Hader was the robot, or who was the robot in that one?
Yeah.
Bill, you gotta feel differently about her.
Is that because there was Bill Hader was the robot in that? No, not Bill Hader. It was
who was that again?
It was fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. Fucking what's his name?
Ben Schwartz. Yeah.
Ben Schwartz. Yeah. That was he was in that episode.
That was good.
And then
just a cocky robot that constantly explodes.
I like that the episode, the like Indiana Jones in space episode was it Wanda Sykes' character?
Yes.
When they go to go get that thing,
and then it turns out to be like an ancient
giant mech thing.
Ancient mech that just starts.
That shit was tight.
Destroying the world.
Just fucking, fucking spitting hot fire everywhere.
Yeah, it was like Godzillaing the whole terrain.
Yeah, that episode was tight. I liked that.
I liked it because it showed like ancient tech, and I was like, oh, this is what ancient tech looks like. That's kind of cool.
It was super cool. I liked that episode quite a bit.
Yeah, they've been having some hits. I just like the dynamics of them, and I think
I do too.
I think that's what it's going to be though. A mission of the week for the most part. But then, this overarching kind of threat of the military.
It seems like they're starting to get. To a breaking point with fucking Rhea Perlman's character.
And then they're also in league with Senator Organa. Like there was that episode where they had to get them the evidence, and then the Emperor like basically arrests him, and like that was all part of his plan. And like they're like, wait, what? Like he's pulling the strings.
Yeah,
I was like,
the Senate.
Bradshaw probably likes this episode because it was like, oh, Sheev just being Sheev. Like, yep, I expected this to happen.
Yeah, I know. I loved it, dude. It was just like, it's like, no matter what they're gonna do to try and stop it, it's gonna go through regardless, because there's no clones left.
He uses
so it's
that
like
for his advantage. He's like, oh yes, you're a bad guy. I'm good.
So then that happens, and then who's fucking waiting immediately ready?
Yep.
Just to fucking pimp up and be like, all right, it's fucking old Sheevy boy.
Like, oh shit,
popping
here
up,
he comes.
Ian McDermott in all his glory.
Here he comes.
Just like, fucking told you, bitches. He was like, God damn it. You Sheevin.
Boy.
You straight Sheevin, dude. I knew it.
So yeah.
Fucking that was great.
Was pretty good. I liked his reveal, and he's like, all right, Captain, whatever.
He was just there.
Yeah.
He was just there, ready for if shit fucking went sideways. Whatever. He's like, all right, here I am.
My favorite part of the entire thing was when the guy opened up the door and he took it out and he took a look at it and he said, this batch, not that good.
Kind of bad.
Not that good.
Kind of bad.
Kind of
a bad batch.
Subpar, Didn't live up to my standards, honestly.
Not quite there. The I fucking love Wrecker. Wrecker's like my boy. He's just a pure guy.
I like how he walks, or his strut. They all have their own strut.
I love their armor too. Their specific armor tooled to who they are is fucking tight too.
This one.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's that one episode where they kind of like bait and switch with the sniper that was killing the senators or whatever it was, and you're like, oh, that's fucking Crosshair. Nope.
Yep. Nope.
But
it was just some sick ass fucking custom ass armor.
But I'm
too.
like, oh, he missed. That's not Crosshair. The second the dude missed, I was like, nope, not him.
Crosshair don't miss it. Dude, that episode, I think it was the end of the first season, when is it maybe Hunter and Crosshair?
Yeah.
Somebody, they're running up a thing to take a dude out, and he just needs him to like throw a mirror up, and he throws it up, and he fucking. Oh no, that was the one with Cody.
Yes.
The episode with Cody
and Echo, and they threw like some kind of mortar that they kind of ricocheted the sniper shot off of. Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking ricocheted off like 4 or 5 different things and hit the fucking bad dude. Not the bad dude, but the dude they're trying to hit.
He's like, I just need a line of sight, and he does it, and he's like, here you go.
It was so tight.
See, they have yet to bring Crosshairs though into this mix. I was like, they got to bring him back somehow.
I foresee maybe season 2. So what I want to see is like. So season 2 feels like I said, they're reaching a breaking point with What's Her Fuck, that's played by Rhea Perlman. I want to see them break away from that, and then have fucking Rex and Echo bring them into the kind of rebellion fold
with fucking
and have them start running missions for that. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be fucking tight.
Yeah, that would be.
Because I don't need them to be doing fucking bounty errands for fucking Lizard Rhea Perlman.
Now that Sheev killed that guy that's kind of like hunting the 99, Squad 99 or whatever.
Yeah.
They're kind of in the clear for the most part.
Well, they're still assumed dead. People don't know they're alive still.
Yeah. But wasn't that
guy
like,
the Empire assumes them dead?
Wasn't he actively like finding who's doing stuff, and it was all the clone, the Bad Batch dudes? I thought he was like the main, he was the one. Yeah, and he was the one behind the attack on Camino, obviously, which is why he gets fucking imprisoned or whatever in that episode, as Palpy's fucking scapegoat. But he assumes after that they're dead. He doesn't know they're alive still. But he also it wasn't the last episode. They're like, tell me the situation with the girl that we need to get or something. He knows that.
Oh, that's fucking Jimmy Simpson, dude. Fucking McPoyle. Liam McPoyle.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, he's the voice of that doctor whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That comes in that episode. And he's informed by whoever that by was it Lama Sue or whatever, that if you want to get to
get the trolls
truth out of that former Senate representative or whatever, there's a girl you need to find, meaning Omega.
That's how I took it. That
yeah, but Lama Sue doesn't. I don't think knows anything about what they've been doing. So like, but yeah, that's fucking Jimmy Simpson, dude. Fucking Liam McPoyle. He plays him real creepy too. He does a good job.
A good job. He's been a creep in a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. He knows how to do it. That boy knows how to crack into the creep.
So I creep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just creeping on the down low.
Fucking. You watched Mando?
Did we talk about that? I thought we were talking about
that. I don't think we did. That was last Wednesday.
I haven't watched it.
Well, yeah, remember we did talk about it with Wilson, and he's like, I need to catch up on Book of Boba, or like watch the episodes of Boba that have.
Because we recorded on Wednesday. Yeah, forgot about that.
But that's also, you're probably staying up to watch it tonight, aren't you?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'm not staying up. I'd be awake that early anyway.
It's your hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
How I'll be, baby.
That's just me, man.
It's just how I'll be. I'm off tomorrow too, so.
Well, I might be working remote because of the weather. I don't know. Is it? I heard the weather's bad.
It's snowing. You know. I just hope it's not too much, because like, it's my day off, right? Yeah. But my dad's out of town, so my mom needs to get to work, and it's shitty in the driveway. I'm gonna have to get up early as fuck, and because my mom leaves for work at like 6:30 or some shit, so I'd have to get up and fucking shovel.
Yeesh.
I don't want to do that.
Well, I fixed my snowblower over the weekend, so.
Nice. Ours is busted.
Really? Nice. Ours is busted. Well, how'd you do?
To the most recent attempt, my dad was just like, yeah, snowblower stopped working. I was like, sick.
That's great.
Perfect.
Yeah, I had an issue with ours where the bolt on our grinder, or the impeller thing, it was like loose on one side, but the other side was actually like churning and spitting out snow, or like shoveling it in, and the other one just wasn't doing anything. It was just getting clogged with a bunch of snow. So whenever it like got to a big pile of snow, one side was working in overtime, like
right.
So I had to go to like Shields and get a bolt for it. And I felt like a big mechanic man. I fixed it. I was like, yeah. And I smacked it with a wrench a few times. I'm like, I fix you. Kind of like how you fix things in Team Fortress as the engineer. Just smack it with the wrench.
Yeah. Oh.
So this is pretty much the end of the playthrough. I'm in the room of requirement, and I'm making potions, and I'm growing plants.
We didn't talk about almost any hoggy holes today.
Well, it wasn't really story driven, really. It's like I did
That's all right.
I made my guy. I wanted to show you guys this drip. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude.
And we learned to fly, and that's just one little thing we learned. And then we got this room that we can, bait in.
He looks wonderful. I mean, he looks great.
So yeah, that was it. That was our playthrough.
Sure is.
In its entirety, never to be seen again.
And we'll be back with more Hoggy. We'll be back with we'll watch a movie. We'll possibly do some St. Patrick's shenanigans.
Dude,
and that's very exciting.
I straight up forgot that my movie was the next movie in our thing, and I forgot what movie it was. I had to look back at our fucking text messages to figure it out. It's been a while.
I've known for a while. It's Powder, right? Yeah. You're doing Powder?
Of course.
No, I know what it is, and I know where to find it.
Yeah.
So,
guys, I'm taking a week off. I'm actually not going to be around for that time.
Yeah, whatever that week that the Powders happen, I'm just it's not going to be there.
No powder, no powder.
Yeah.
Right.
I might splice in a scene from Powder.
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
That would be the most.
We're just watching a movie, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a fucking scene from Powder pops in.
Take the scene that would like be the most in context as possible, but it still like doesn't make sense. So you're like, I've never seen those characters before. Why haven't I seen them again?
I want to do that. There's a weird
45 minutes. They haven't popped back up.
There's some weird scenes in Powder that I'm remembering that I have not seen that movie in like probably 30 years. I don't know. Like I did see it when I was very young. I was like, I don't like this movie, but it stuck with me.
Wow, you're definitely making me want to see it. Yep,
it stuck with me though. Like that's the thing.
You just. Yeah, it stuck to you like the fucking white paint on whatever the fuck the actor that played Powder is.
Stuck in the middle.
The Boondock Saint guy.
Oh yeah, Sean Patrick Flannery.
Norman.
The three most fucking Irish names ever.
But then you have Norman Reedus as the other Boondock bro.
Reedus Mampedus.
Saint Reedus.
Saint Reedus, dude. Lovely Reedus, Meetus maid.
What?
Gentle Jesus, meek and mild.
The fucking the Beatles song, Lovely Rita. Lovely Rita, meter maid.
Love me in the Reedus. Give me with the fetus. Take it to the Cetus.
Reedus is just alright with me.
I feel just temperate about Walking Dead. Ba, 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 ba.